I just got through recording a different video. Lights are up, cameras up, and I was getting ready to start prepping some of the items I sourced the other day. So I thought, why not go ahead and record a haul, show y'all what I got. So that's going to be the first part of this haul. Everything still has tags attached because it's not prepped. So I'll tell you exactly how much I paid for each item. It was a 50% off sale day. So the price you see on the tag, it's going to be half of that. Also, I do have a handful of items that are already processed. Those don't have tags and they are listed. I'm going to go ahead and show you that too. Oftentimes after I post things, I have a lot more information about the items. So I'll go ahead and share that too, just to make this thrift haul as informative as possible. Let's start with what I sourced the other day that's not processed. First off, we have these Maeve pants. It made me a little nervous that they are white. From what I'm finding, white stuff does not do that well when it comes to shoes and when it comes to clothing too. It does sell, but just at a little bit of a slower pace. These I paid $6.50. From what I found after searching up the little style number that it has here in the inside tag, it's a style number that starts with the OB. I'm sure many of you know, but when it comes to anthropology and free people, anything after that capital O and capital B is the style number. I always search things up by that, and from what I found, these are the Colette pants, which I don't know if it's because they're a small size. They don't look that Colette-ish to me like some other ones, but I decided to pick them up. It looked like they could do good even in a white color, although they may not sell as fast as some of the other Colette jeans I've gotten that are a larger size and also different colors. This I believe is, no, I'm pretty sure it is a vintage Old Navy tag. It looks pretty vintage and retro to me. I paid $3.50 for this hoodie crochet knit type sweater. I always turn the sweater around and look at the tag this time of year because that can add value. And I like the style of this sweater to begin with. I like the price. I like the fact that it was Y2K retro and I could use those keywords. But then when I saw the tag, I liked it even more. There's lamb's wool in here, and there's also Angora rabbit hair in here. So those are all great things. And like I said, just overall, the hooded crochet knit. I was going to say cable knit, but no, this isn't cable knit. I think that should do well. This brand rang a bell in my head when I saw it. Bryn Walker. I think it's an expensive brand. No, I looked it up and I did see some expensive stuff by them. I paid $2 for these extra large 100% linen creamy tannish pants. I sold some by the brand Flax not that long ago. That sold pretty quickly, so we'll see how those do. This here is a brand that I haven't been picking up that much in clothing. It is Torrid. I still pick up some of their shoes, which I have several here in this haul that I'm going to be showing you. But when it comes to clothing, I haven't been picking it up as much as I used to years and years ago because it seems to have fallen off a bit. But I thought this cardigan had a chance. It is an orange, bright orange, just a very lightweight, button in the front, $5, and it is new with tags. This one was kind of like style based and material based pickup. It is 100% silk. I don't know this brand, Jessica London. I'm sure it is nothing special, but the price was, it was $1.50. It has shoulder pads, a pretty red color. For my screen right here, it looks like it's coming up as a bright red, but it is more like a dark burgundy red. Collared neckline. In the back, it also has that button detail. And also, another plus with this one is that it is a 16 WP. I don't know what that means, but it's a larger size. I got this one also based on style. I'm starting to kind of explore a little bit in the top section, little by little. I'm doing my research on these platforms just to see what kind of stuff is selling when it comes to keywords like fairy grunge, fairy core, whimsy goth, Y2K. I'm searching up those terms and just looking around to see the solds. I saw this sort of color and style pop up a lot. This is what you'd call fairy core because it is like a greenish, brownish, natural earth tone color. It has this tie here at the neckline so you can cinch up the bust area a little bit. It is more like crop style. This I paid $2 for, and it is a size medium. The brand does not matter when it comes to these style pickups, so I'm starting to explore that side of reselling now that I've gone into clothing. Shoes, it's a little bit more straightforward with the styles and the brands that do good, but when it comes to clothing, I think it's a little bit more research and learning you have to do. At least that's what I'm finding so far. Here's another top that I'm using to explore a bit. This one is a plus size. It has beautiful prints, mandala prints, orange, tan color, tassel ties here at the neckline. This one is new with tags. Was it? I thought I saw the tags. Maybe. Oh no, here it is. I was like, am I tripping? But no, it did have the tags. It was originally sold at Sears for $44. It is a 3X. And here the title says Peasant Tassel Top. So I'll probably use those exact words to title that one. What is this? This one is Talbot. I paid $5 for this Talbot sweater. A little bit of a color block situation. Beautiful big buttons. It is some sort of special material, I am sure. It is 44% wool, and it does have speckle-like details along the knit. It is almost ribbed, I guess. Shawl collar. A lot of great features, I think, that will help this sell this time of year. This one so far has been doing well for me. I say so far, I've only sold one by them, but it is the brand Garnet Hill. I sold a top that was more like a lagging look top. I think that was also a special material, and it sold pretty quickly on Poshmark. I will pop it up here on the screen somewhere so you can see for about how much it sold. But because that other one did really well, this one interested me when I saw the tag. And it is ribbed, it is cable knit. Here's one big tip I have for you with sourcing. At least it's been helping me a lot to get through these racks a lot faster. When I'm going through each specific section, I try to remind myself and keep in mind what I'm looking for in each of those sections. So when it comes to sweaters, I'm scrolling down and I'm literally repeating over and over in my head. Cable knit, chunky cable knit, slouchy, and then all those aesthetic keywords I mentioned earlier. Just so that I can train my eye to look for those kind of things. So I saw that this was a cable knit. That made me look into it. I saw that it was Garnet Hill. I know I did well with it in the past. And then the price is $3. And then furthermore, I looked into the material tag, and it is 100% cashmere, I believe. Let me double check this. Yes, it is 100% cashmere. Pretty color. I think it's going to need a little bit of depeeling with a sweater shaver, but I'm willing to take the time to do that because it is 100% cashmere and it is a good brand. Sometimes when I see sweaters that have potential, but they need a lot of peeling and they don't have that many great factors, I'm like, yeah, I'm not taking the time to do that for that little of a price. This also, tag does not matter. This is also 100% cashmere, a little cream cardigan, simple minimalist sweater. If it wasn't cashmere, I probably wouldn't have got it, but because it's a staple and it's a good, what is it, material, I decided to go for it. This one I paid $2.50 for. Okay, some bottoms finally. Oh, this is a good one. Mother jeans. Why is this tag gold foiled like? I don't know, but in the inside, when I looked for the style name, which you can find in the pocket, it is the high-waisted looker, and it's called gift wrapped. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, and if that has something to do with why this has gold foil throughout, but maybe. These were $3.50. I don't expect these to sell for much, surprisingly. A lot of the times when they're skinny like this or just stressed, I can usually get like $25 to $30 for mother jeans, which is still great because the thrift stores price it so low, surprisingly. This is one that they don't know about, so they never price it up. Those I get that low, like 25 to 30, but when it comes to more wide leg, more trendy pieces by mother, those I can get upwards of $50, $60. These are Athleta pants, and here it says the style name, which is super helpful. It is called the Brooklyn ankle pant. These are size 18. I paid $7.50. It has like rib knit on the sides of the pant legs. A dark green color is great. This is a new one for me that I don't know. I just thought this tag looked familiar. It says Planet by Lauren G. I looked it up. A lot of her pieces were selling for lots of money, $40, $50, $60. I think this particular piece may not do as well, but it showed up as doing decent, so I decided to go ahead and bring it home to try out this brand now so that next time I have a better idea of what to expect from it. These I paid $3. I'm gonna skip this one. I was just looking through the pants, and when I'm looking through pants, one of the things I'm looking for is thick, high quality materials, wide leg, baggy, cargo, those kind of things. And these, when I touched them, they looked or they felt like thick material. I looked at the tag initially. I thought it was this one tag that's called 3 dots or something, and I skipped it, and then I went back. I'm like, wait, did that say Title IX? And sure enough, it did. Back when I would sell clothing, this is one that would do well for me, Title IX, and they are extra large. I looked them up. They seem to do okay. They still have this tag attached, so I'm thinking that they are new without tags. I'm going to go ahead and list them like that. I paid $7.50 for those. They are a mix between a blue and a black, I'm noticing just now, or a light black and a dark black. I'm not sure, but hopefully I can find the exact style name and the exact listing on their website so I can better describe that. Another top I'm using to explore this category, this is DR2, size extra large. Velvet on top, chiffon type material at the bottom, floral, sheer, Swiss dots, is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure, when it's kind of like polka dots but it's not printed. Kind of a bell type sleeve, but it is a short sleeve. It would have been better if it was a long sleeve, but I got this because I thought it matched the whimsy goth aesthetic, and I just wanted to see if I can get those kind of items moving and based on keywords. This one doesn't have a tag at all. I paid $2.50 for it. It has lace, floral lace here at the top, all sheer, and then the body part of it is completely opaque. It is kind of like a tie-dye situation. Here we have this pink sweater that looks like it has a cow neck. And okay, I remember this one. I got it because it said made in Ireland here in the tag. That is a good quality to look for in the sweater section. Anything that's made in Ireland usually has some value. I don't know this brand, never heard of it. I paid, that says $8.99, so $4.50. It also has shoulder pads. It is cable knit, more like a tunic sweater because it is on the longer side. The material feels very soft, so I'm sure it's some sort of good quality material. It is lamb's wool and Angora rabbit hair for this pink sweater. It's also cable knit, which helps get more buyers to view the listing. Karen Kane is the brand of this top, which again, for these, I'm not really looking for brands. I'm looking for styles, and I'm trying to take it a little bit slow because when I got back into clothing and I was trying to source based on style, it backfired on me. I had things sitting for a while, not selling for much, so I'm taking it slow. I'm going to try to get the stuff listed as soon as possible so I can start seeing how it's doing before I go sourcing again for more. This one I paid $2.50. It is all sheer. The sleeves are more of a half length, which I've been trying to stick to longer length shirts. Sometimes I see something that is very neat, very cool, that fits one of all of those aesthetics I've been mentioning, but the sleeve is more quarter or half, and then I leave it behind. I'm trying to get stuff that has long sleeves. I don't know why. In my head I think it does better. Let me know in the comments if you do well with tops, if you're selling lots of tops. Do you sell quarter sleeves and half sleeves just as well as long sleeves, or is my theory correct that longer sleeves do better? Floral everywhere. Beautiful, lightweight, breathable top. Oh, here's another one of those pants that I mentioned earlier, the Brooklyn pant, but this one is new with tags. I don't know if you can see the name of the style there. These I did pay up for. I paid $10, but since they're new with tags and they are a size 20, and I looked them up to make sure that I would be able to make this cost of goods worth it, I decided to get them. Now we're going to get to the shoe part of this haul, starting off with one brand that used to be my favorite. It is called Keen. It's not my favorite anymore because a lot of their shoes are sitting, but for some reason this particular style has been selling really well for me. I've sold 2 in the past few months, and they sold either same day or in a couple of days pretty quickly. These were expensive. They were $10, but I think I can make them work. I think the profit won't be that much as the others that I paid a lot less for, but it should be pretty close because these look like new, whereas the other ones didn't. So that's why I decided to get those. I've also sold this particular style recently. It is LRTs. Here's what the brand tag looks like. They make pretty unique shoes. The more unique and wacky, the better they will sell for you, the higher price and the faster. But their more simple shoes can do well too. This is called the Burbank clog. It has like velour, or no, I'd say more like suede printed here, leather and suede, and then the clog style. Those usually do well for those kind of shoes. If there's anything in Crocs I will pick up is this style of wedge sandal. I forget what it's called, but this one, they have it in all sorts of colors, and they always do well for me. I did look them up to be sure because, as I've been saying, sometimes things do well for you and then next thing you know, they stop doing good. But those seem to still have a good sell-through rate and good selling price, which is why I also got the black pair. The black pair I paid $8.50. The white pair I paid $7.50. And I didn't mention for these LRTs, it is kind of faded, but I paid like $6.50 for those. Here we have some men's shoes, Chukka boots, nubuck leather, and they are by this brand called Echo. This is one that I do look up because some of their styles can sell very quick and some of them are going to sit for a long time. I cannot find the price tag on these. It must have fell or something. These wedge boots right here are by the brand Clark's. I've done really well with this style of Clark boots in the past with the wedge style, more like clog-ish and platform. That's why I wanted to give these a try. Do these not have the tag either? I don't know if it fell off or what, but I think those were like $7.50. Some shoes by this brand can do well. Donald J. Pliner. Some of them are going to sit forever. But these I looked up and they should do well. $7.50 for the sleek looking. This is like a nylon filling material. A patent covered chunky block heel, slip-on style, like new condition. That's why I felt confident picking those up, and I hope I'm not wrong and that they do sell fairly quickly. $7.50 again for these shoes right here. Work style, slip resistance by Shoes for Cruise. These don't sell for much. Maybe like $25 to $28 for these, but usually they'll sell really quick and they are like new. I think they were never ever used. That's why I got these. Okay, I have just a few more shoes before we get into the second part of the haul, which is the clothing that is already processed. These here are by one of my favorite shoe brands to sell, as I mentioned earlier, Torrid. I am skipping more of their simple shoes nowadays, like their minimalist style flats and pumps. Unless I find them very, very cheap and in like new condition, I'm skipping those. But the more substantial pieces that have lots of unique things going on, those I'll still pick up. That's the case with these moto style boots with the straps, a floral like handkerchief looking thing here, a detailed buckle. I think these are going to do great, and they're also in like new condition. The tag is not on these either, but I do remember I paid up like $12 for those. But because of the condition and the style, I feel confident doing that. These here were $7.50, and these are also Clark's, right? Yep, they're Clark's shoes. They're a more recent style. They are from 2023, a more distressed style too, grungy looking biker. Here's the other Torrid shoes I got that day. These are a pump, but not that simple because they have like spiky studs all in the front in like new condition as well. Not so much as the others, but pretty great. And these I paid $7 for. These are by a brand called Rockport. Here you can see what it looks like. I do pick up this shoe brand pretty often in men's and women's, but not everything because some of their stuff isn't worth that much. They have a variety of things like minimalist office style pumps and dress shoes for men, and also sandals. So you just gotta look up what you find. These I tried looking up, couldn't find much information about them, but in the end I decided to give them a try because I feel like I can use the keyword Victorian for these because of the lace-up look and the more narrow toe in the front. And Victorian style shoes have been doing so good for me on Depop, so that's why I wanted to give these a try. Hopefully I'm correct and I can get them moving with that keyword. And the price on these was $8. And then finally, for this first part of the haul, we have these Western boots. This was very surprising to me. They had them priced at only $10, so $5 half off for me. Nowadays they're pricing this kind of stuff for like $100 and above, which is why I haven't been getting that many in the past. This is what sustained my sales and helped me have those $6,000, $7,000, sometimes even $8,000 months in reselling. Nowadays I'm not finding that much of this, and when I do, they're priced way too high. So I'm trying to find a work around that, which is one of the reasons I started selling clothing. One of many that I mentioned in a video that I can post right here if you want to go check that out to see how I'm planning to deal with the changes I'm running into. But these are by a brand called Corral, specifically Circle G by Corral, I think. Yes, they are, which is a lower end brand of just Corral. It doesn't do as good, but still good nonetheless. I think they priced these that low because they thought they were in bad condition, but this is actually called crackle leather and it is sought after. It is meant to be that way. They do have a little bit of wear, but not as much as they probably thought. So I'm going to get these cleaned up, maybe use some saddle soap to revive the leather a bit. And because they are embroidered and more of a square toe, they should do great. Hopefully I can get close to 60 for these. Alright, now for the haul that is already processed. At the top I have the shoes, so that's what we'll start with. First up are these Auburn slip-on mesh stretchy shoes. These I must have paid like $7 for. There are some older style Auburns that are more lace up that I will skip right over. But when it comes to newer styles, I like to look them up. Sometimes they pass, sometimes they don't, so I leave them behind. These happen to pass. and hopefully they don't disappoint. This is another one that I'm passing by a lot more now. It is Resell. This has dropped a lot in price and in sell-through rate, so I make sure to look up every single style I come across. I think for those I'm going to be able to get close to like maybe $34, and I paid very low for them. I don't remember now how much, but I know that was a determining factor as to why I decided to go for it. These also was the price. They were priced at like $2.50. They were the special tag of the day, which is 75% off usually. That's why I got these, not necessarily because of the brand. They are aerosols. Very few of their styles will do well. I will tell you, the camera sandals, those I'm always on the lookout for. Those sell for very high prices for some reason. I wonder if some sort of celebrity wore them or something. I don't know why that specific style sells quick and for a lot of money. These not so much, but hopefully I can still make them work at that low of a price and they end up selling for me. These had a very good sell-through rate. They are these Fry. Can you see the logo there? It looks like two T's. It almost looks like the Kobe Bryant logo to me. But these flats do really well. They are a mauve type pink color, leather inside, leather outside, suede on top, minimalist style. Those are already getting a lot of attention on Depop and on Poshmark. Another brand that has fallen off a bit, Rothy's. I don't know if you can see it because of all the pattern going on inside. This particular style was called the merino flat. So it is merino wool at the top. The bottoms aren't in that great of a condition, but the price made up for them. I priced them a little bit cheaper than what comp said just to move them faster. If they were in better condition, I could probably have priced them up a bit more though. I've been talking about this style of Born boots quite a bit in my hauls and in my income reseller reports. This one still does well. These type of boots by Born sell pretty quickly. Somewhere around the $30-$40 mark. The better conditions and the more unique colors, you could probably get closer to $50. These I was very excited to find. They are Freebird sandals. I found this brand one other time, and it is a big bolo that's been on my list since I started reselling. Years later now, it's probably not as noteworthy as it used to be. Nonetheless, still a great find. The first time I found it, it was priced way too high for me to do anything with them. But these, I can't remember exactly, but I want to say they were like $6 or $7. I priced them at like $80 maybe, because we're not in summer and because these aren't worth as much as their boots. If you could get your hands on their boots, that's a lot of money you have on your hands. But those I will still take because they were priced so low, and I'm still going to make a decent amount on them. These I also looked up because we are in summer and I wanted to make sure they still had a little bit of a sell-through rate going, and they did. They are Born of Concept toe loop sandals. I think that's the main feature that helps them still be selling, the toe loop part. That's why I got those. These are Dansko sandal. Dansko boots. They are lace up chukka style. They do have a different insole. They have an Atrix insole, so I noted that in the description. But these style of Dansko boots typically do really well for me. Vionic is the next brand I have here. I don't know if you can see it because the light is washing it out, but I'm pretty sure many of you know this brand. This style though is a slingback pointed toe. Great features to have on pumps. Added cool factor here is that the heel is more of a spool, which is unique. Usually you see kitten heels, stiletto heels, block heels. Spools is not that common, so I think that's going to help those do really well. Here's more of a minimalist style dress shoe, Everlane. This is called the Everyday Flat, I think. I've sold this one at least 2 other times in different colors. Usually Everlane footwear does really well, and these were in like new condition. I paid maybe like $5 for those. So that's really how I'm getting my myself around these stores lately. I'm taking advantage of those brands and styles that they don't really know about yet, so they're not pricing up. Whereas the more common things like Ariat jeans and True Religion jeans, Fit Flop boots nowadays, even Vince Camuto tall knee-high boots, those used to be my bread and butter this time of year, but now they are pricing them up so much there's no room for profit for me. It's very rare that I find any of those things priced more decently. So now I have to look for things that they don't know about that I can resell. These they do price up sometimes. It is called No Bull, an athletic wear brand that makes clothing and shoes. Usually they price them up really high, but these they had them priced at like $10, I want to say. These are unisex style shoes, but I listed them under men's because that's where they seem to have the better sell-through rates and comps. So hopefully those sell well for me. Most of what I pick up by this brand Athleta nowadays is pants, but this sweater, I wanted to give it a shot. It is 100% something. Oh no, it is 80% merino wool and 20% cashmere. So that's why I wanted to give it a try. A cream color, ribbed turtleneck, lots of cool things. So I think it's gonna do okay. This one here is by Abercrombie. I couldn't find anything on that tag when I was looking it up, at least on the reselling platforms. I saw one sold by ASOS and it was priced at like $100 but sold out. It is a limited edition cardigan, a men's cardigan, button front, as you saw there, new with tags, size medium. I do have it priced pretty high since it is limited edition and there's no other ones like that one posted, at least when I did, on the platforms. So I'm going to give it probably a few more weeks, and if I can remember, I'm going to go in and drop the price if it hasn't sold yet. Although that is more of a Christmassy style, so maybe it's going to take a little while. I was so excited to find this brand. It's my first time finding it. Love Shack Fancy. Can you see it? Love Shack Fancy. They make a lot of cottagecore, floral, feminine type clothing. So this fit the aesthetic quite perfectly. And then the added bonus was that it is 100... Here I go again. 90% wool, 10% cashmere. And then I looked over it. I was like, yay, no hose. I thought I was so lucky for that. And look at me. I can't even find the hole now. Here it is. There is a small hole right there. I did list it. I put a bright red arrow pointing to that section, put it in the description so that people know exactly what they're getting. And obviously I priced it way below market value. I've gotten a few offers on Depop. They didn't go through with the payment, but I'm thinking I'll still be able to do something with that. Here's this brand again, Mother. These are black skinny jeans. Again, I priced these very low because skinny doesn't sell as well. The sell-through rate on them is horrible, but I still do get them because from my experience in the past with them, I still can sell them if I price them real low. I actually just sold some today, this morning, or yesterday for about $25. So that's what I sell those for, and I get them for $4 to $5, so it's still worth it. I've been harping about how I skip this brand a lot, Spanx, in their legging styles like this one, but I wanted to give these a shot because they are a brown faux suede. And when I was doing research on Poshmark, I wish I could remember what brand this was, but it was a particular brand that had lots and lots of soles in suede or faux suede leggings. So I thought if it's selling a lot in that brand, maybe this one will do well too. I know I looked them up, maybe the sell-through rate was around 15 or 20%, and I got these for like $2 or $3, so I priced them a little bit lower than comps, hoping to get them moving. They've been listed for probably a few weeks now. We'll see how those do. These I did a big dumb mistake on. They are Maeve, the style I was talking about earlier actually, the collet pant. These do extremely well for me. Some of them are linen blend and those do even better. These are in fact linen blend, a size 28, and the big mistake I did was that I cut off the tag. I thought I put it in the pocket somewhere. Here it is. I cut this thing off. I was cutting off tags, the thrift store tags, and I don't know, I guess I just wasn't thinking and took this tag off as well. I think I listed them as new without tags now and just left this in the pocket just in case. I was trying to see if I could repair it by taping it back together, but I didn't want to deceive people and send this out with a taped up tag. I just took it all the way off and left it at that. But yeah, I need to be more careful when I'm snipping off thrift store tags that I don't take the new with tags stuff along with it. Speaking of new with tags, here is another one. These are by Judy Blue. These are the slim boot cut. So lots of great things. Slim boot cut, very beautiful silhouette here. It is a larger size, 14W, new with tags. I think I paid like $7, maybe $8 for these, which is why I decided to get them. Judy Blue is not the fastest of sellers, even when they have all those unique things going on and you do have a lot of good points for them. They're still going to take a while in my experience. Not that long, maybe like 2 or 3 months. But if you get the opposite of all of that, when they're used, a smaller size, a more slimmer style, they're going to take even longer. Which is why I try to avoid all of those and then just stick to these kind of things when they're more boot cut and a larger size. And I pay up for them if they're new with tags, and if they're not, I try to stick to lower end prices. This is my first time picking up this brand. It is called Free Fly. I was having a hard time determining whether these were men or women. The waist size and their chart that they have on their website helped me decide. I listed these as women. Hopefully I'm not wrong. These next pants are by Michael Jordan actually. They are a size medium, so I would say these are more oversized because they look more large or extra large to me. They are women's pants, adjustable here at the pant leg. The material feels like a velour style, a dark gray, excellent condition. I don't know exactly how these will do, but because of the style of them, the more wide leg and then also the cargo pocket, I thought with all of those keywords I could make them work. We will see. Here we have some more Judy Blue. These have the leather patch in the back. These are even larger, a size 22, and these do have the style name there. It just says wide leg. These are also cargo style though. They have the pockets there on the side and very much wide leg, a darker wash. I paid like $5 for these, and because they are a larger size, I felt confident doing that, and I hope that they sell a little bit more quicker than those other more slimmer styles. That's been a lot of talking for me. As I said, I recorded a video right before this one. I just went through this entire haul, so I think that's enough yapping for me for the day. I'm gonna get to prepping these things to take pictures and start listing them right away. In the comments down below, let me know if you learned any new brands today, or is there something in this haul that you usually skip? I'd like to know that too. And that's all for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.